Yeah? We could do. Yeah, good. Okay. Right. So we've got basically just under an hour left to go, and my bit at the end will be very short. We'll just probably be packing up with it. But I'm here to really introduce Dan. Dan is, I've told quite a few people this, but I'll quickly tell you. Dan inspired me to do ballooning. So he's before me on this one. And so Dan's coming across from the States. He's on a research trip, basically, learning and talking about superpressure balloons, which is an interest that he's been building up for a while, I'd say, over the last couple of years. Dan's previous expertise was, well, and still is zero pressure balloons, which is something we don't really do in the UK because of power lines, I guess. That's maybe describe why we don't do it. But and so he was heavily involved with what was known as the Spirit of Knoxville flights, which some of you may have seen, which is one of the early attempts at transatlantic flights. One of was it 4? Spirit of Knoxville 4 managed to get to 300 kilometres off the coast of Ireland. Now they launched it from Tennessee. So if they'd launched it from the Fleming coast, they would have made it. But it was the most amazing 3 days of crazy balloon tracking. DLFL Digi is based upon the work these guys did. I mean, and it was actually sort of designed as our sort of, here's a replacement system for what you built. They built their own version beforehand. And that flight was tremendous. And then since then, he's been working on them up until about 6 months ago. They did the White Star balloon campaign, which again was one of the other, was really the follow-on from the Spirit of Knoxville, and which was an incredibly sort of scientific approach to the balloon, but it was very open, as in it was, anybody can get involved, and I think a few of you may have got involved in some of the planning, and I certainly was involved in the flight planning, and providing some of the sort of the support that the UK could provide, including being the reception party for it when it went right. Really, I mean, Dan, you're not going to mention White Star.
No.
Yeah, okay. So, basically with White Star, so really, they had a very successful test flight where they managed to test a lot of their systems, a lot of groundbreaking stuff. The Iridium satellite modems wouldn't really be here in this sort of state without their work on these things. So, Dan's going to talk to us for half an hour on small pressure balloons, which is a big area of his expertise right now, and it's sort of a follow-on from last year, which was sort of on the scientific stuff. Here we go, Dan.
Thanks, James. It's been a really nice conference. It's really great to meet all of you guys finally in person. We did start back with Spirit of Knoxville, starting to get to know a lot of each other. And I know we wouldn't have been able to do that flight without the help of you, James, and a lot of you others who volunteered to start this concept of listening, downloading software and helping someone else do their balloon flight from afar. So thank you all in person finally for that. So superpressure balloons are a topic that's very seductive to a lot of people, companies, governments, and scientists because you can stay up in the air for a very long time. The world record for a superpressure balloon was set by a small one, about 3 meters in diameter, that launched in 1967 and didn't land until 1969. That's a long duration flight. It has not even been approached in caliber by anything since then. The nearest closest flight, I think, was just over a year and a half. It was 400 and some days. Even